Mr. Piña Zombie here, opinionated gamer, critic, insomniac, and lunatic, here to talk games, movies, comics, music, and some current events, I guess. Just a safe space and safe place to talk anything and everything. And play the intro or whatever.
Put me in a blender till I render you unconscious. Little letter, no sender, cause you know I'm so obnoxious. Listen to this podcast if you're bored of you like nonsense. Music, news, movies, mini games, and even comics.
Welcome to the Pina Zombie Podcast.
Woo! Hey there, ladies and gents. Did you miss me? Because I missed y'all. Hell, I should probably ask if you even remember me. I hardly remember what I had for lunch, so I don't blame you if you don't. But just like relentless acne or an ingrown hair, I'm back. I took an impromptu vacation because I was literally in between jobs, and then one thing led to another, and so on and so forth. You all know how life works. It never ends. Until it actually does. But even then, someone else just picks up the hammer and goes right back to work. So, I do have a new job. So for those of you saying, I can't believe he quit his day job because this podcast thing, even though he's real good at it, it just isn't going to work out. Well, I did quit my day job, but for another day job, so don't worry. I listened. I might talk a lot, but I'm also a good listener. And speaking of listeners, as promised, I will be dedicating this podcast to a lovely listener, who I shall not name by name, but will call her La Sonriente. This is episode 6, titled Anything for Salinas. Quick rundown for you uncultured hearts that don't know Selena. Selena was and still is the reigning queen of Tex-Mex music. She was as talented as she was gorgeous. One of the first loves of my life, along with Elisa Maza from Gargoyles and Rogue from X-Men the Animated Series. And considering 2 out of 3 of those are fictional characters, I think that makes her all the more impressive. Selena was on a trajectory to eclipse the greatest of greats in the medium of singing. She was topping the charts while singing in Spanish, which is no easy feat. But then she started singing in English, and she was quickly topping the charts there as well. Selena was a force of nature with her unique style in costume and clothes, but more importantly with her voice. She could rap as she does in a personal favorite of mine, Tecno Cumbia, and she can belt out heavy and somber notes as she does in Tu Solo Tu. But more than anything, she's known for her catchy tunes like Bidi Bidi Bom Bom, originally thought up as itty bitty little tiny bubbles, and saddening melodies like Fotos y Recuerdos, a cumbia cover of The Pretenders' Back in the Chain Gang. She has bangers that still go hard to this day. She was on the rise and she was soaring. Unfortunately, her life was taken by friend and president of her fan club, Yolanda Saldivar. Saldivar has spent the last 28 years of her life behind bars, as is deserved. She was known for running a Selena fan club and was Selena's friend, but ultimately and infamously known the world over as her killer. Oxygen has put out a 2-part documentary that can be seen on Peacock. It's sold as a piece that is supposed to shed light on the murder of Selena. It's made out to be an accidental death in this documentary. This documentary is a fluff piece for Yolanda Saldivar, who is up for parole next year. It goes into the relationship she had with Selena and how they were friends, which I think is pretty much an unquestionable fact. But they throw shade on Abraham Quintanilla, the father of Selena, for pretty much calling Yolanda a disgruntled employee and stating that that slander was a factor in Selena being killed. It continues to state that Yolanda Saldivar is a saint who dedicated her life to Selena out of love and appreciation, and the only reason she accidentally shot Selena was because she was thinking of taking her own life. It was a mistake. It was an accident. It never should have happened, but it's because Abraham Quintanilla made her paranoid, and she was threatened by him, so she bought a gun in self-defense, yada, 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 from Yolanda. This is what the documentary feeds us. I call bullshit. Look, I'll be the first to say I don't know how much of this is true, but Abraham always seemed like a jerk. And I can believe he is threatening and imposing, but shooting someone accidentally as a full-grown adult? Shooting someone who is a good distance away from you and not fighting with you physically? Hell, shooting someone full stop is usually a conscious decision. In fact, you'd have to argue heavily that it was an accident. Yolanda claims she was guilty until proven innocent. You're damn fucking A right. You shot someone. A gremlin didn't come out of nowhere and tell you, do it or else. You shot someone. You killed someone. You are a murderer. I typically don't see things black and white. Hell, I live in the real world where the gray is the natural order of things. Circumstance, fear, love, and countless other things can manipulate you, influence you. But killers must serve their sentence until they show remorse and have rehabilitated themselves to re-enter society. If Yolanda was sincere and sorry for what occurred, I might consider her side. But it seems she'd be more content putting out information about Selena's possible love affair with a doctor, or the threats of Abraham, or when she was assaulted by two individuals who were allegedly hired by the doctor Selena was quote-unquote seeing. She seemed more eager to shift the blame or provide information as to why it wasn't her fault. Look, everything Yolanda brought up might or might not be true. I mean, is Abraham Quintanilla an imposing man? Yes. Was Yolanda assaulted? Well, there is an alleged letter from one of the possible alleged assailants. So, at the very least, should it have been considered? Sure. Was Selena having an affair? She's a 23-year-old who was already married. Is it possible she was young and she strayed from Chris Perez? Yeah. My question is, why the hell does it matter? What possible reason do you have to point a gun at a person and pull the trigger? People miss while shooting all the time, and that's when they're trying to hit something. Not Yolanda. Could it be the most unfortunate set of luck in the goddamned world? Yeah, maybe. But she killed someone. Yolanda Saldivar tries to lay the "oh, woe is me" card. She even has her family in the documentary, quote-unquote, poking holes in the motives and accusations made against Yolanda. These sections feel terrible, like rehearsed reality television. I would like to state that it is commendable that Yolanda's family has stepped up to the plate and is trying to help her out. Family helping family is something I can understand, and it doesn't devalue them whatsoever. It takes courage to stick with people, especially when they're in the wrong. This can open them up to ridicule and backlash and hate from friends and associates. I'd like it to be known that while I don't agree with them, I commend them for taking a stand and standing by their family, even if she is a murderer. But again, these scenes with them are just terrible. They show snippets of them looking through evidence for the first time and them explaining things to us as if we're idiots for going along with the mob mentality of saying, arrest Yolanda Saldivar. Don't get me wrong. I'm opposed to mob mentality 99.99% of the time. But in this particular specific case, we know she killed Selena. She admitted it. It's a fact. She went into a room with a gun, a room which she knew Selena was going to be in. Accidental or not, you placed her in a situation you controlled, and Selena lost her life because of your ineptitude. Selena didn't stumble across Yolanda's hotel room. She didn't trip over herself, bump into Yolanda's gun, and get shot all by herself. She was murdered. She was killed. Selena was 23 years old. I'm 31, and I don't have my life figured out all the way. She was still a child. Yolanda Saldivar was 34 years old. A decade of life separated them then. And now, 29 years later, 4 decades of life separates them now. A mistake, an accident, is forgivable. This was neither. Call me callous or cold-hearted, but I don't think she deserves forgiveness. I don't think she's looking for it either. I think she wants a get-out-of-jail-free card, and it's my hope she doesn't get it. Damn, Alex, chill. It's your first podcast back and you're going off. Yeah, I guess it's one of those bittersweet type of things. Unless you don't like these podcasts, then it's just a bitter type of thing. Anywho, I'm back, and it's good to be back. I love all you insomniacs and lunatics and look forward to giving you guys more content soon. But if you're thinking of watching the documentary, I'd say skip it. It's a waste of time. Instead, go and listen to Selena. Keep her memory alive. Indulge in the great music that she gave us. And as always, remember, storytelling is a way we share what we love to who we love. So go play, watch, read, write, listen, and tell your stories. I'll catch y'all on the next one.